Hey guys, so I was challenged by my dad actually, and my customers as well, to make a video at like how this company got started, and that people like the stories and things like that. So I thought maybe make a quick little video, which if you've watched any of my videos, they're not quick, but I'll try. So, ironically, the company itself, it's a little bit surreal to even call it, to refer it as a company, because it's, for me, it's just something I love to do, and it's a passion. And it's paying my bills, and it's becoming more and more known, and getting more recognition. But um, the company itself started by accident, really. I was building a bike for a friend, and she uh, kind of flaked out, and I was like, well, I can't afford to buy this or build this for you and just give it to you. And it was an issue where she couldn't pay for it, and it was like a grand into the bike before I even came close to finishing it. And so I had to actually borrow money from a buddy to finish the bike. And then I listed it for sale. Again, it was pretty hard for me to do. If you know me at all, it was like there was a lot of back and forth in my head, like, well, should I just give it to her? Should I just this, that? So I finally listed it for sale. It sold in a half hour to a guy from Ohio. I listed it on a website, which I just stumbled upon, called caferacersforsale.com. Thank you if you ever see this video, guys, because you've helped me grow this business exponentially. Um, and like I said, it sold in a half hour to a kid from Ohio. And he came up, and when he got here, he was over the moon excited about it. He was like, couldn't say enough. He was, his words were like, "You totally outdid yourself. It looks way better in person." He was University of Ohio, I think maybe a senior, so he was super super excited. And he drove here to get it. And at that moment, it was like, okay, yes, the money is great. And I sold it for considerably less than I probably should have, and then definitely less than what the bikes go for now. But it wasn't really the point. It was just putting it out there. And so I realized at that moment that the money's fun, but it was the reaction and the excitement, and like that joy you saw filled in the person that bought the bike. And it kind of hit me at that moment, like, okay, every car show I ever watched, or Garage Squad, or when they do that reveal, that's it. That's what these guys do this for. It's not because, yes, they're doing it for a living, they're doing it for money, and that's great, but you're not in this business to be a millionaire. You're in this because you enjoy working with your hands, you enjoy the process, you enjoy the design, but you're really into it because you enjoy seeing the people's reactions. So I, when he left, basically turned around and started scouring Facebook Marketplace for the next bike. Bought another one. This one was a little bit of a ordeal because I bought it as a basket case. So it literally came. If you look at the website, you'll see it came in boxes. Hence the name basket case. And I built it and ended up selling that one for a little bit more money, because I was started to like, okay, I could probably get a little more for these. And that sold in 45 minutes to a guy from Ohio, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois. He came up, same reaction, over the moon, super excited, had one in as a kid, couldn't wait to get another one. And, he's like, I don't even need to drive it. I'm like, no, dude, you're going to take it for a ride. So I watched him ride up the hill and come back and grinning ear to ear. And he took it home, turned around, did another one. Kawasaki KZ400. That one is also still for sale on the website, and I'll tell you why. That bike was the bike that took me from just building the bike here and there to the business. And it did that because, I mean, for me, it was like kind of a cool bike, but it wasn't my favorite one by any means at that point. And I just put it out there for sale. And that one took a little longer, actually. It took a day to sell that one. And then I got a couple more inquiries on it. And actually, a guy reached out to me through Facebook and said, I saw that bike for sale on, I think it was eBay. So like the person that bought it must have, I don't know, stuff happens. Maybe he wasn't supposed to have a bike, or maybe his wife or girlfriend was mad. I don't know. So anyways, he must have resold it. And then a guy reached out and said, I saw it on eBay. I saw it was built from a guy in Wisconsin. Could you build me a bike? And that's how it started. So I left that bike up for sale. That KZ400, that is like a metallic silver, sold me 11 bikes so far, just for having it listed. So it's a matter of, hey, is that for sale? No, but I can build you one. Boom. So it's been super fun. And the best part about it is it's created beyond like that. What it's done for me is taking, so when I was a kid, I was pretty artsy, but I loved Legos. I loved taking stuff apart. I took everything apart, everything. And the joke is I always put it back together, but there'd be a couple screws missing and, or like left over nuts and bolts, whatever. And I'm like, they don't need those. Well, what's fun about building these motorcycles is that I'm literally taking them apart and I'm purposely getting rid of a lot of parts. So it's kind of fulfilling that like childhood destruction I had as well. And also, so between Legos, being creative, my mom is super creative and artsy, my dad is super mechanical, and it's been a culmination of all this stuff. And with having adult ADD, it works even better because it's therapy at the same time I'm actually making money doing it. So it's really, really great. Compliments are a little challenging. I get them often, but it's hard to take. It's just how it is for me. And then lastly, the title. So the name of the company, Never Ending Cycles, is kind of a play on a lot of different things in my life, and obviously just the bike business itself. It fits because cycles. The reason it came about, I was working on a bike. I had this, actually the Kawasaki. I could not figure out why it wouldn't run. Like it was running and then it wasn't. And I was sitting on the stool in my shop. Bike was in front of me, and I had my phone up, and I was talking on the phone, and I was saying something, and I'm like, yeah, it's like a never-ending cycle. And it's like boom, at that moment, like that's the name of this company. That's it. And the ironic part is that defines a lot of areas of my life, a lot of like, the definition of insanity, doing something the same, hoping for a different result kind of thing. So it's kind of very, the more you know me, the more you'll see there's a lot of layers to it. And full transparency, when I told my therapist that's the name of my company, we had a good laugh out loud together. So, and she thought it was very fitting. So at any rate, that is a little story about how this company got started. And I think I'm up to 19 or 20 sold projects so far, and working on a couple more right now. So it's been great. It's been really fun to stretch my abilities, to learn more, to be able to be a little more efficient, to be able to be creative with all the customers, having them build their own bike vicariously through me, essentially. Some say, I don't want to know anything. This is the color I want. This is the style, build it. Others have a little bit more input in it, and that's okay. It's really, as long as I get to put my touches on it and be a little bit more, have my design element, in which everyone is obviously, that's the reason they came to me. It's been really fun. So building that vintage bike with a modern twist and a little bit of modern feel, but also a bike that you're going to have the rest of your life is the goal for us at Never Ending Cycles. So I hope you guys like this. A little long-winded, but if you're interested in the bike and you're interested in me, this is probably something you'll want to see. Hope to talk to you again soon.